Okay, well, maybe he's having some computer. Okay, well, we'll get going. So, so today we have a very special guest, Travis Chorny. Did I say it right?
No, Chorney.
Chorny, out of Muskegon, Michigan, right?
Correct. Yeah, I'm in the Grand Rapids area. Branch is based out of Muskegon, though. So
Okay, you live around Grand Rapids. Okay,
yeah.
Good. So, so Travis had a great first year. What, you closed 9 or 10 million, something like that?
Well, I'm in Michigan, so I got 39 units at 7.2 million. I didn't have quite the loan amounts that a lot of people would get with that that many units.
Okay, but 39 units, so you're like averaging 3.5 a month your first year. That's pretty damn good. So so Travis, tell us a little bit about your business. So you said the loan amounts are a little bit smaller, and are the mostly government loans or 50-50 conventional government?
Well, it's tough to get a government loan accepted up here, just like it is everywhere, I'd say. I'm mostly conventional, with probably 75-80% conventional, 20 to 25% with government loans, and I've never even done a USDA or a VA loan. It's all FHA. So
Okay. So basically I have one question. So how did you do it? How did you do it? And more specifically, how did you get those first 3 deals?
these are the toughest ones to get. I think when you're starting out as a new LO, the best thing you can do is get your face in front of realtors. Everybody can pick up the phone and dial a bunch of realtors, and you should do that. But you're going to make a connection by getting your face in front of them. I think one thing that I did, and it was tough because it was COVID time, but go to open houses. Just say, hey, I'm Travis. I'm a new LO in the area. Just wanted to introduce myself. And you don't have to go far. There's open houses every day within a 15-minute, 30-minute drive probably for you. So go to a bunch of them on a Saturday, meet a bunch of realtors, say, hey, it's good to meet you. And then follow up the following Monday. I'd always go on weekends. So follow up the following Monday. Conversion rate as far as getting the first deal is much higher than if you call them. And even if you get a lunch and you're calling them on a cold call, it's going to be tough to get that first deal.
So I'm going to really pin you down. So you're visiting an open house, and in our market, the few open houses they have, the agents are really crazy busy and don't have time to talk because the market's so hot. Is your market hot?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So a great thing to do, I think, is, hey, I'm here. I'd love to help you. Do you need help with anything? You got your signs out? You need to pick anything up? I'll clean some areas up. See what you can offer them while you're there and they're doing crazy. Hey, I'm here. You want me to, talk to any of these people and just introduce them and say, hey, I'm here with this person. Be there to help. If you go in and it's a crazy open house, even better if you can provide value to that realtor, helping them out with that open house.
Great idea. They all wear those expensive shoes and they're trying to put those signs in the yard. So they're always looking for some help. Yeah. And then, okay, so you're able to at least get a minute just to say hello, whatever. So then how do you do the follow-up? You send a card, an email? What do you do?
I do a phone call myself. Card would work great too. Email probably the least effective. But I do a phone call. I say, hey, I met you at your open house. How'd it go? Number one. Great. It was good to see you. Is there any way we could grab lunch, coffee, something I know you're probably crazy busy. Any way we could grab lunch, coffee in the next couple of weeks? I'd love to sit down with you and tell you a little bit more about myself, get to know you a little bit more. I know it was crazy there, so we didn't get a chance to chat.
Okay. Can I role play with you?
Sure.
Travis, I got Miles hanging in the green room. There he is. Okay. So, Miles, we're talking to Travis, who had a terrific rookie year, and we're nailing him down on his strategies here. So, okay, so you call me with a phone. Hey, Travis, nice to meet you yesterday. I appreciate the help. But, just to be honest with you, I've got a lender I'm very loyal to, And, you know, and I just don't have time for lunch or coffee. So, you know, you can put me on your email list, but for now, I'm pretty much covered.
Man, that's great, Steven. I'm glad you got your guy that you work with. You know, you've been in the business a while. Every lender has different products, different things that they can offer you. And I got to tell you, Van Dyke, I've been able to get a lot of things closed that a lot of lenders haven't been able to get closed. The other thing, you know, we really got going for us, I think, is our appraisal turn times. I've got direct access to my appraisal management team. I can message them. We can get a rush if needed. And then they're going to get on the appraisers and make sure that we're getting appraisals in on time. Let me ask you this, Steven. Are you getting that from your current lender?
Well, to tell you the truth, appraisals are always, you know, hit or miss. Sometimes they're fast and sometimes they're slow.
Yeah, and I see the same thing on my end of things, but you know, that's just the tip of the iceberg. I go layers and layers deep. It's never a bad idea to have a backup plan. I'm not asking for your lender's business. I want to see what we can do for you and maybe get a piece of the pie. I'm not asking for the whole piece, or I'm not asking for the whole pie. I'm just asking for a piece. See what, you know, see what we can do together. And if it works, it works. But I'd love to get that lunch or that coffee and just sit down with you and talk about it.
Okay. So, oh, we got some late sleepers. Hold on, hey, Devin. Hey, Devin, we're talking to Travis Chorny, an all-star rookie out of Michigan. Okay, so I like that, Travis. So you push, and then sometimes they, you know, they may give you a coffee. I think lunch is a little ambitious. Or they may say they have a few minutes if you want to swing by the office, if they work out of an office. Most of them probably work out of home. So yeah, so I think that's good. And, you know, it's a numbers game, right? So if you get 1 out of 3, 1 out of 4 to even see you, then that's pretty good. How else? So that's one strategy, but I know you didn't get 39 loans doing that. What else did you do?
Well, I want to touch on that point as far as that strategy goes, because we were joking at the fly-in, Stephen. You were like, "Oh, you want the high producing agents?" Because what I've done and what I've had a lot of success with is, you know, it's almost like a pecking order in the business. Now, you've been in the business a long time, Stephen, so you can walk in and say, you know, you can go with $20 million real estate producers. I can't. I don't have.
They just throw the loans at my feet.
Yeah, but you're in that arena. I think for newer LOs, getting someone that's doing, you know, and I use intelligence a lot. So I look up realtors and realtors that are doing $4 million or less are a gold mine, especially the ones that, you know, are up to $4 million. They are, you know, producing. They're probably young in their career and they're going to be go-getters. They're going to be the people that we grow up with in this business. So if you get one of those and you get them for life and, you know, they become a high producer throughout and then you're their lender at that point.
Yeah, I agree. You catch them when they're young and then you try to ride their career up. Certainly a real estate agent that's been in the business, you know, 2 years that just closed 15 houses carries a lot more weight and potential than one that's been in the business 22 years that's still just closing 12 houses. So yeah, I think that's great. And also you're a young guy, so you're going to relate more to the younger agents. I think that's also a good strategy. What else? Go ahead, spill the beans.
Call the listing agent. When you get your deal, call the listing agent. 50% of the agents I work with, and that number's going up, are former listing agents. So in my pipeline right now, I've got 5 deals closing this month. 2 out of those 5 are from former listing agents. So it's right around 50%. And then 1 is from my rock star realtor that I just met and I connected with through a BNI group, which if you're not in a networking group, get in one. It's been, you know, invaluable. It doesn't have to be BNI. It can be any networking group. The more people you have in other industries that are also referring to you, it's not just about realtors. Because if you get a pre-approved buyer and you can send that lead to one of your realtors, No lender is doing that. You just secured that realtor for a very long time, and you'd have to royally screw it up at that point.
So you're talking about you're getting a lead through a BNI person, could be a roofer or a gardener or whoever is in the BNI group, and then you're using that as bait to catch a real estate agent.
Yeah. So any
love
way
it.
you can generate that lead. Anyway, it doesn't have to be a BNI group, because in our BNI group, we got my number one realtor is in my BNI group with me. He's going to get everything within that group.
Oh, I see.
Yeah.
So yeah, I love it. So it could just be a friend from high school that, yeah, I love it. So, okay, but I'm gonna go circle back and dig a little bit deeper on the fact that you said that you contact the listing agent. So I want to know when you contact them and how you contact them.
So I contact them as soon as we put an offer in. Realtor and I put an offer in, I call them to confirm, financing's great. My buyer is, rock solid. I don't foresee any issues. I've checked things like bank statements. I've checked employment.
Call them on the phone.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. That gives them an opportunity to ask me questions. Oh, did you go through underwriting yet? Well, we have that option at Van Dyke. We can do TBD underwriting, but I don't usually do that unless I have a niche situation. No, I haven't gone through underwriting, but there wasn't anything funny that showed up on anything. So I think, we're probably pretty good on this deal. After the initial phone call, we go into contract. I call them immediately again. Hey, thanks for taking my client's offer. Looking forward to working with you. You might hear from Pam, Angie, Mia. Those are my processing team. Just wanted to let you know you might hear from them. If you need anything up front, I'm your point person. I'm probably the one that's going to be able to get it done. Please call me anytime you need anything. And then I'll do that once a week. I'll call them that once a week, check in. Hey, how's the process going for you? Some listing agents like to talk. They'll talk to you for 15 minutes. Great. I'm getting to know you. On the phone, we're not even talking about the deal. We're just talking about the market at that point. And then you go through that whole process, and then closing, I always ask for a lunch. Hey, it was great closing with you. I hope everything went well for you. Usually, what you hear, oh yeah, man, you guys communicate so well. No lenders are doing that. How do you, everything's great. Awesome. Everybody's got this warm, fuzzy feeling inside. Let's go grab lunch next week. What day works for you? And that conversion rate right there is the highest I get among, any lunches that I get. I always go for lunch though. I don't usually go for coffee. I always go for lunch. I just don't have as much luck at coffee. If I can't get a lunch date with you, you're probably not going to send me business anyways if I get a coffee date with you. That's how I feel anyways.
I think that's terrific advice. And just to your point, I just met with a real estate agent, lady that runs a little boutique real estate company yesterday. And I asked her what percentage of the contracts she gets does the lender call and tell her how, because she does a lot of listings, and tell her about the borrower. And she's like 1 out of 10. She says it's very rare. So, it's like I always say, the service bar in our industry is set so low that like just answering the phone puts you in the top 50%, So, okay. Yeah, I love what you're doing. And any other advice for my new loan officers here?
Figure out a way to provide value to your realtors in your area that no other lender is providing, or very few, just like we've talked about. What is it? Number one, number two, number three. Those are your number 1, 2, 3 pitches to realtors right there. You know what? It's communication. It's generally communication, right? Number one, they can't get an LO to return their call. A lot of times you'll hear, my LO is not sending me referrals. It's a one-way avenue. You get realtors that are okay with that. They understand that's just the flow of business, but also, they want stuff back. So what can you do organically to generate leads yourself? Send those out. That's a big one for me. And I've talked about that. And then, number 3, just making sure you're calling that listing agent and updating both sides of the transaction. When everybody's happy at closing table, it is a good day for an LO, especially.
Okay. Yeah. Great advice. Okay. So, and what are the things? So, okay. you're offering communication, which is really terrific. Whoops, let me turn my phone
Use
off.
your strengths and find people that you're going to connect with. When I first started the business, I was a teacher. I came from teaching, no networking experience, no no mortgage experience, no sales experience, nothing like that, right? So I came in and I got the lunch. I could get the lunch because I was charming enough on the phone. But at lunch, I start vomiting every single thing that Van Dyke has to offer. Oh, we do 580 credit scores. Oh, we can do VA loans and USDA and FHA and conventional. And I'm going to call your client and, I'll make sure they're taken care of. And I'm going to call the listing agent and I'm going to call the listing agent when we put an offer in to try to get it accepted. Oh, that's great. That's great. I know nothing about you, Travis. You didn't tell me a thing about yourself.
There's a reason God gave you 2 ears and 1 mouth.
Right.
So, all right. Are you using social media at all?
I'm working on that. That's my project this year. That's what's next.
Okay,
so
fair enough.
Yeah.
So, Lauren, what kind of questions do you have for Travis? Let's beat him up while we got him.
Yeah, beat me up.
I mean, honestly, I don't really have that many questions. I feel like, we got to listen to him talk at the fly-in and you have such great points and, stuff that we continue to hear to work on for ourselves. I will say that speaking to your, trying to get, realtor contacts, I had one of those situations happen to me this last week. Was I had a friend reach out with a client with a contact who I got in touch with, and I know what she's looking for, and she was real quick to fill out her application and go ahead and let me pull credit and all of that. And then now I get to use her to my benefit to contact an agent in the area that she's looking for that I've really wanted to work with for a while, but we haven't really been able to connect. And now she's thrilled because I've sent her somebody who she can now, go out and show houses to. And that was my in. So that was a great one.
Amazing how fast a listing agent will call you, a realtor will call you back as soon as you have
when you have a referral.
Hey, I got a pre-approved buyer. Yes. And would you be interested in working with them? I'd love to sit down and have lunch, see if you'd be a good fit for them. Yes. It's amazing how fast they'll call you back when you have that, as opposed to, hey, this is Travis with Van Dyke Mortgage. Just want to connect with you again. It's funny.
Yep.
So, Nitty, tell me something Travis is doing you think is a good idea and maybe you would want to do it.
The moment Travis spoke at Fly-In, that right from the word go, call your listing agent. You won't believe, Travis. I had one offer that my buyer put in, and immediately I was like, okay, this is the idea. I ran out of the conference room. I called the listing agent. And after speaking to listing agent, the realtor called me, who was the buyer agent. He was like, Nidhi, I don't know what you talked to her, but she was sold out. She's accepting our offer.
Perfect.
So I really wanted to thank you. That I'm grateful that we came in line and we got this idea of call. Usually I call the listing agent once everything is done. Like at the closing table, once we sign the documents, I'll call them. Hey, the deal went good. It was nice working with you. But I was not seeing that attraction. But now I'm seeing more positive results. And I've done this 3 times now in this one whole week, calling them right from the word go.
Yep. So that listing agent that you just described right there, that's your next realtor partner right there. They loved what you did up front. They're going to want you to do the same thing for their buyers.
Right.
And that's great.
And I have one question for you. You mentioned that you used to go to open houses.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what the market is right now there, but the market here is they won't have any open house because the house is going in within 24 hours. So let's say you are in today's situation where there is no open house and you are brand new. What do you think you can do?
You got to pick up the phone and you got to make the phone calls. You just got to get the realtors. It's like, Steven said, it's a numbers game. I call 1,000 realtors and a day. That's a lot of realtors. You're probably not making that many. Let's say 1,000 realtors a week. Call 1,000 realtors a week. I get 10 lunch appointments. That's great. So that's all I need. And it took me how much time? Out of those 1,900 of them won't answer the phone.
Right.
Okay.
So
Oh, it takes some time, but you got nothing to do when you first start the business anyway. So pick up the phone and call realtors.
Daphne, anything Travis said hit a nerve with you? Ring a bell with you?
So one thing is when you pick up the phone and you call realtors, because I've been doing that as well, but I've had maybe two people call me. What are you doing for them to get that meeting with them?
So this is an acquired skill. I was not good at this when I first started. This is something that just takes practice. What's your pitch going to be? It's awkward. I wrote it down when I first started. Hey, this is Travis Chorny with Van Dyke Mortgage. I'm looking to connect with, I don't tell them I'm a new LO. Okay. They don't want to work with a new LO. Some of them do, but I don't tell them that on the phone. Hey, this is Travis with Van Dyke Mortgage. I'm new to the area. I'm looking to connect with some realtors. I would just want to see if you'd be willing to sit down with me, chat about what I have to offer. From there, you go with what, the role-playing thing Stephen and I did with the objections. So you're going to get objections. Sometimes you're going to get a great realtor that's like, yeah, that sounds great to connect with you. That's probably a newer realtor that's like, yeah, I'm looking to connect with people. Great. Go have lunch with them. You're going to get some objections. You're going to get a lot of objections. The big one that Stephen just said, and that's why he said it, I think, is, oh, I already have my lender that I work with. Great. I got some things that I offer. Let me ask you some questions about that lender. What does that lender do well, and what could that lender improve on? If you can get that information from them later on in the conversation, you can spin that back. I just want to tell you, my lender does, their appraisal turn times are so slow. They're not gonna say they're a little slow. The fees are a little high. Yeah. Later on, hey, I just want to, I'll reach out to you again later this week. I'd love to get lunch with you, but just before I go, I just want to let you know, current appraisal times are 7 to 14 days right now. I have leeway on the fees I charge and the interest rate and stuff like that. I can even go up on interest rate, and I can give a lender credit if you got to borrow in a sticky situation, or I can go down on interest rate and we can buy the rate down if you got a borrower who's really interest rate savvy. We got lots of wiggle room within Van Dyke. So the more in Tom Van Dyke's book, right on the top of it, and I was talking to him about this at the flying. It says, knowledge creates confidence, confidence creates action, action creates sales. Okay, so you got to get from knowledge to confidence first before you can get to that second step. And it was easier for me because I was a teacher, and this is how I draw from my business, and this is how I grab my confidence. I needed to know everything about everything, and I still don't know everything about everything because it's impossible to know everything about everything. But I needed to know as much as I could to walk in and tell a realtor about a situation that they're dealing with, whether it be I can save a deal that somebody else can't do, or whether it be, why is Rocket Mortgage charging four points up front? That's nuts. Yeah, nobody does that in the industry. It's great that they got a good interest rate. I could do the same thing for 2 points. Learn everything about that kind of stuff. It's going to give you confidence to talk to those realtors and overcome those objections, essentially.
Okay, so does anybody else have any questions for Travis? Okay, so I want to be respectful of your time. Thank you so much. You've given us a lot of great insight. It's one thing for somebody to stand up and tell everybody what to do, but you actually talk the talk and walk the walk, or whatever that expression is. So have a terrific day, Travis. Thank you so much for helping us out.
Thanks, Stephen. Thank you for having me. It was an honor. You guys have a great weekend. Go meet some realtors this weekend.
That's excellent advice. Okay, so David, I see you joined the call. Can you tell us where you're from?
I can if I can turn this on. Hold on a second. Can you hear me?
Yes. So where do you work out of?
Oh, I've actually worked with Travis at Van Dyke Mortgage and Mario's team in Montague, though. I'm in Montague.
Michigan?
Yeah, Montague, Michigan.
Okay,
for
awesome.
131.
Devin, can you tell us where you're from?
I am also up here with David and Montague with branch 131.
Okay,
So I
okay,
know Travis very well also.
okay, killer branch. All right, so we're gonna move right along, and I want to talk about we watched those videos about Barry Habib in the Mortgage Mastermind series. Who watched those? Lauren, Nitty, Daphne? Okay, so Barry, you know, as usual, is terrific. He's the master of secondary marketing, and he also has a terrific origin story. But the first one was refi versus purchase. So, Lauren, what was the point he was trying to make there?
That if you have a business that is mostly purchases, you're not doing justice to your database. You know, that the purchases are great, but if you're doing really well, then you have built a database that's coming back to you for recurrent business. You know, and so having a high refinance as well is also, it's really good.
Correct. So the market's going to dictate. So we're moving now towards mostly purchase business because rates have risen. But you know, the worst statistic in the world is when somebody tells me what percentage purchase business they've done. Because if rates are low and they say, oh, well, John over here closed 10 million, but it was 90% purchase, then I'm thinking, okay, well, John left a lot of money on the table. And if they say, well, no, he wouldn't, you know, he wanted to make sure he serviced the purchase business, then I would say, well, then John is understaffed, or John is lazy and he's not working enough to cover all of his customers, or John doesn't care about his customers in his database, needs transactional oriented rather than relationship oriented. So I see that high purchase percentage as a big negative when we're in a refi market. Now, if you totally neglect your purchase business, then as we move out of it like we are now, then you have nothing to fall back on. And you may not have the budget to live through the ups and downs of the rate market. So you never want to neglect your real estate agents or your referral partners, but at the same time, you have to make sure that you're servicing your database. Okay, so he talked about reframing your mindset when you're talking to a customer. What did he mean by that?
You're asking me, right? I think I missed.
Yes, I am.
Yes. So he talked about talking to your clients about their life events, like what are they looking 5 years down the line, 10 years down the line. There will be buyers who would like to buy points. You would have to educate them that buying points it's not required. That's what Shashank and Barry both said. And sell them what they have never asked for. Tell them how they can do debt consolidation, how they can put everything under one umbrella and still pay less.
Correct. So they don't know. So can you imagine going to the doctor and saying, hi, I have the flu. I need a 30-day prescription of amoxicillin. Okay, the doctor would be like, wait a minute, who's the doctor here? Let me, you know, look at you and do my job, and then I'll tell you what you have and what you need. Right. So, you know, Henry Ford said that if he listened to the customers in the beginning, they would have said that they needed faster horses, right? Because they didn't even know about motor cars. So, and you know, Steve Jobs too, he came out with an iPad and he said everybody needs one of these, but they just don't know it yet. So, right. So we may have a customer who is better suited for a 15-year, better suited to buy points or not buy points, or whatever the case may be. So yeah, you're absolutely right. And it's part of being empathetic. You have to learn about them a little bit so you can give them proper advice. The other thing is, you know, college tuition is so expensive. They have kids, or they get into that age where they're getting ready to go off to college. And you may have somebody with a very low debt ratio and say, hey, why not do a 15-year? You'll save a lot of money on interest. And they're like, yeah, but I got 2 kids going to college in the next 3 years. And then you're like, oh, okay, case closed. So, okay. Daphne, he gave some tips for newbies. Well, give me some tip that he gave.
So he kind of broke down his like journey and like how he basically started and how he dropped his career when he had and started a brand new career when he had his 2 kids. And he was talking about like how he even like went door to door to places and like door to door talk people. He was like, you have to talk to people face to face because that's how you're gonna generate that like that relationship.
Yeah, and also he mentioned you have to tell everybody. Now you don't want to be one of these people that everybody avoids because all you do is talk about mortgages, but you have to at least some way get that through the conversation and make sure that everybody knows. You would be surprised. This will happen to you one day. Somebody that you know knows somebody and they buy a house and they don't call you, and it's because they didn't know or they just didn't even think about it. And that kind of stings. So Lauren,
Stephen, can I just add one thing here?
Sure.
They both mentioned one thing, and I don't know, like they both are immigrants. And they mentioned one thing, that failure was never an option for them. That line that both of them.
You jumped ahead.
No, he said in this line only, in the newbies. He said that.
Oh, he said it. Okay.
He said it there. Yes, I wrote it because I am now reading it every day. That failure is not an option for me. It's in the back of my mind.
So so the theory is, have you ever heard that expression? If you want to take the island, you burn the boats. I'm going to tell you a quick story. So there's this guy, I've already said this, and somebody just raised their hand and say, you already told us the story. So there's this guy, he's on one of those late night shows, and he's a tightrope walker, okay? He's the 6th generation, I forgot the name, it's something like Ludwig or something, 6th generation of his family that makes a living walking tightropes, like from building to building and all these crazy stunts. And anyway, so he went to ESPN and he wanted to walk a tightrope over Niagara Falls. And he says, I've been negotiating with him for 4 years. And I forgot who it was, Jimmy Fallon or whoever. And he's like, 4 years. I mean, you couldn't strike a deal any faster than that. And he says, well, I wanted to be prime time and they would only allow me to do it if I had a safety net. And they were afraid if it's on prime time and a guy falls and kills himself, it would not be for good family television. And he said, all right, well, okay, well, what's wrong with that? And he says, because I felt like if I had a safety net, I don't know if I could do it. But if I didn't have a safety net, then I knew I could do it. So that's something to think about. Okay, so last one, Adam. So we talked about increasing your conversion rate. So do you remember any advice he gave there? You're muted. Oh.
I actually didn't get to watch the piece from Barry Habib, so.
Okay, that's cool. You catch it next time. So Lauren, did I already call on you?
Yeah, but I mean,
Okay,
I can answer again.
I'm calling on you again.
Okay.
So he talked about increasing your conversion rate. So sure, if you're closing, if you're able to capture, 3 out of 10, and you can increase that to 5 out of 10, you've just improved your business huge. So go ahead.
Right.
How do you do that?
Well, he mentioned different things like, to be more than just good enough, be more than just when they come to you and they say, hey, this is what I want, like give them more than just what they're asking for. That conversations become applications and applications become loans. So you got to be out talking to people and having those conversations. Make sure that you're educated in the product that you're trying to give, and you help people build on that financial literacy. And then, they look at you as more than just somebody who did their loan. You're an advisor for them.
Right. And there's a tendency for salespeople to, you diagnose the situation and you tell them exactly what you think is best, and you try and keep the whole conversation positive. But there is a way to gain trust by also telling them the negative. So they say they want to buy points and you say, well, it sounds like a good idea. It's just too expensive. I think it costs too much money. So then they're like, oh, well, he's not trying to sell me anything. He's telling me it's too expensive. Or, you know, maybe they want an arm to get a lower initial rate, but they're planning to be in the property for so many years. Then you tell them, say, yeah, I like arms, but I think for you guys, it's too risky. You got 2 kids getting ready to go to college in the next few years. I would feel more comfortable if you got a 30-year fix. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh yeah, he's really being honest, which you are being honest. But
Right,
you
but
know,
like, oh,
instead of,
he actually cares about us instead of just, you know, looking for his next commission check.
right. And you tell them, listen, appraisals, they've been coming in all over the board. And to be honest, you need to allow more time. And you also need to be thinking in the back of your mind, what's going to happen if the appraisal comes in short? Don't be that guy that's like, if I say anything negative, they'll just go to the other loan officer who's all, you know, rainbows and unicorns. But I think that they appreciate the honesty. Anything else?
Well, and I just want to add, it's in your delivery. Like when you're saying something negative to someone, you're not like, well, sorry, your credit sucks. Can't do anything. You know, like it's in the way that you deliver that news to somebody, or, you know, anything about points or, you know, anything like that. The way that you're tact in speaking to them, you know, changes. You can take, you know, it's like a spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Like the way that you say it helps them receive that information in a more positive way, even though it's a negative, you know, something that's not positive.
Correct. So let's see, I'm going to try and do a screen share. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
But I also did something last time for the sound. Let's see.
You have to click on that box on the bottom of your screen, Stephen, that says share computer audio.
HOA is in Hannah's name.
The HOA, you mean?
Yeah, homeowners insurance.
In Hannah's name and our mom's.
Right.
I just sent the request, but I
Okay,
also make sure that.
so everybody is not muted.
Okay, he just wanted to make sure that HOA is in Hannah's name and our mom's. So I'm looking on Hannah's.
Okay, let me see. Okay, so we're gonna look at a few videos again.
Additional insurance, okay?
I'm sorry it takes me so long to get this. I'm gonna try and mute.
But
She was on the loan before.
right, but now she's gonna own it by herself.
Okay, now she-
Who is that?
Oh,
David? Got it. All right, so here we go. So here's, we're gonna be brutally honest. Hold on one second. Okay, we're gonna pick on Nitty first.
Hello, my first business trip ever, and that to Clearwater Beach in Tampa. It's chilly, but I can manage if it's the beach. Hello?
Okay, okay, can you hear me now? Can you hear me? Oh,
We
shoot.
can hear you, but we couldn't see
The
anything.
video. Yeah.
You couldn't
My
see the
first
video?
No.
business trip.
Okay,
The screen is
try
showing your branch rookie meeting schedule, Stephen, not Nitty's video.
thank you.
We did hear it though.
Can
There
you
we
see
go.
her now?
There we go.
Okay,
Hello, my first business trip ever, and that to Clearwater Beach in Tampa. It's chilly, but I can manage if it's the beach.
okay, okay, did everybody see that? Okay, just that quick video, and I love it because it's just, you know, Nitty just being herself, put a little quick video out there. What kind of response did you get, Nitty?
A lot. Enjoy. Wow. We expect to see you more for your business trips.
How many engagements? Guess, just guess.
Maybe 15, 10, 15.
Awesome. Can everybody see this?
Yeah, this
Yes.
was without the editing.
Okay, but now you can't hear it. Okay, hold on. Hold on. Okay,
Good morning, everyone. I'm back from Clearwater Beach. I'm re-energized, reinvented myself, and we'll talk about today's topic, which is pre-approval. You know, getting pre-approved is a smart step to take when you are ready to put an offer in the house. It shows the seller that you are committed, you are a serious home
okay, I'm gonna stop it because I'm gonna tell you, look, now your face looks funny.
buyer.
There you go. So I'm gonna stop it because right now I'm gonna tell you that I think the content is terrific. So the part that I don't like are the mechanics of the video. So number one is, as we discussed before, it's more appealing if the camera is directly in your eye line. Okay, so we should not be seeing all of this ceiling. I should be seeing the back wall behind you. This little thing right here, this, can you see me? This
Yes,
little thing right here is
I have already
$10
ordered it. It's coming today.
on Amazon. You get the point. Okay. But other than that, I think that, you know, putting out videos like this is terrific. Also, so you want to think about your head. I know this is, we don't really think about this, but you want to think about your head taking up about 35, about a third of the whole size, if you were to
Okay.
break it down to square inches or whatever. So you're a little bit small, and it needs to be going straight at your eyes. Okay. I'll give you an example of. So this is Pelpina, and of course she's like a video expert, but so maybe I put the wrong link. All right, so we'll skip her. Okay, this is a loan officer in New York. Okay, so she originally did this on TikTok, so it's just a quick fun video, but you see how it's at the right height
Right.
and her head is approximately 30% of the screen, so it looks appealing. Okay. Hold on. Okay. Well, I was going to show yours, Daphne, but it's not. Oh, there we go. Oh, how do you get the sound? Oh, here we go.
Two top tips, or at least 2 tips for today. Number 1, the price you see advertised is just a listing price. You can bid below it. It's negotiable. So even if you don't get approved for that first bid that you put in, you still could put in another one. All offers are negotiable. The second tip is your mortgage lender, or myself, would be your best friend. So as a best friend, you want to tell them everything. You're usually honest to your best friend, right? So you want to tell everything to your mortgage lender. We are here to help you. We want to make sure that your dreams come true. We are here to craft that experience for you and make it as easy and seamless as possible. Have a great day.
So Daphne, so I like your personality comes through and very friendly. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. But so you have to, obviously you got this idea from an article you read or something, and you're absolutely correct that all offers are negotiable, but you have to be cognizant of the market that we're in. So, you know, in today's market, there really isn't any room to negotiate. The sellers are really dictating policy. And in fact, instead of offering less, people have to offer more. You know what I mean? So you do have to think about the timeliness. So people, you know, don't say, what is she talking about? I just made 3 offers and nobody took them. Okay.
I agree with that, Stephen. I did want to point out, she did a really good job of taking the pointers from the last time. Her appearance has changed, a little bit more personable. She took those tips that were given last time and really applied those. So good job.
Good job. So halfway there. All right. This is the only video I could find of Adams.
Just want to let you know I'm going to have some DIY. Hey friends, hope you're doing well. Just want to let you know I'm going to have some DIY home improvement posts coming out. Keep an eye out for those, and I hope they help you. Have a great day. Thanks.
Very nice.
There's Barry Habib calling me, which is never good news, but we're going to have to talk to him later. So, okay. So Adam, the only thing that I see as a problem is that there's not enough videos. So you just made me a promise that you're going to give me some DIY videos, which I desperately need, and then you didn't deliver. So
I didn't say there were videos coming. I said there were some DIY tips coming.
Okay. So then my suggestion is let's turn those tips into videos. I can tell you that Patty Adamson's biggest, most viral video was one that she did about making a kitchen cabinet. So people just went nuts over her making this kitchen cabinet. So yeah, you're good around the house?
I am. Most of the tips, though, this was a lead-in for the marketing team. They asked me to do this because they're putting out 10 tips in February. So they asked me to do a lead-in video for the tips they're going to be pushing out on my Facebook feed.
Okay, but are the tips to the videos you're doing?
They're not actually videos. They're just slides on how to paint your front door, things that can add value to your home.
Do you often do that kind of stuff around the house?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, from now on, never pick up a screwdriver or a hammer or a paintbrush without your iPhone propped up on your $9 tripod here and shooting a video. People eat that stuff up. You know, on YouTube, the biggest, I heard 60% of the searches start with "how do I?"
Yep. And
I've certainly done that. So please, you'll be amazed at how many people are interested in how to put a new doorknob on. I mean, it's crazy.
Yeah.
All right. So
I think I had 147 people watch that little clip. I believe that's the number, somewhere around there.
And they're all with bated breath because they want to see the videos of the DIY.
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about videos or anything to say? Okay. So we're gonna do 5 questions, and then I have a short video for you to see that I think is absolutely terrific. Okay, so here we go. What is the title? Just yell them out because I can't see all of you, and I don't want to switch back and forth. So we're breaking the rules. We're just totally going off the rails here today. So what is the title of Barry Habib's new book? He said it. He said it 5 times.
Money in the streets.
That's correct. Did you just remember or you Googled it?
No, I took notes.
Oh, okay. That's fair. That's fair. Taking notes is fair. Okay. We touched a little bit about reverse mortgages at the fly-in. How old do you have to be to get a reverse mortgage?
65.
65.
Adam, is that correct?
I believe it's 62.
It is 62. 62. And Miles, who's studying for his license exam, is 62. Okay. Here is sort of a math question. How many business days are left in the month of February that you can close and fund a refinance on a primary residence? Come on, look at your calendar.
10.
Including today?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If I count today, it's 9, otherwise 8. No.
So you
Oh,
can't
wow.
count today, but you can count the day of closing.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. No, 8.
Come on, Lauren, how many days?
Oh, I was on the wrong. I was on January. Hold on.
Okay,
Including the
Adam.
day of closing would be
Adam,
9,
11
right?
days. 11 days.
David, let's hear from you. How many days? Okay, it is 7 days. There's only 7 days left.
Oh, because of President's Day.
Oh,
You
yeah.
have President's Day. You have to can't count the weekends, can't count President's Day, and you got to allow 3-day rescission period.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, February is so friggin' short. Okay. How many loans do you have to close to make President's Club at Van Dyke?
25 million or 100
Would-
units.
What'd you say? I'm sorry.
25 million or 100 units.
100 loans get you in. That's right. Okay, here's a question. A borrower, you ready? This is a word question. A borrower has 3 jobs in 3 years. They coincide exactly with the calendar. Okay. In 2021, he got salary plus a bonus of $10,000. In 2020, he got a salary but no bonus. In 2019, he got a salary and $2,000 bonus. So basically his bonus was 10, 0, and 2 as you go back. Okay. So how much per month can we count on his underwrite today in bonus income per month?
0. I think it's 0.
Okay.
Close to 360 to 370 per month.
370. How much you get, Lauren?
I was gonna say 800.
800. Anybody else?
If we can get a letter saying that it's gonna continue, like they guarantee it's gonna continue, then I just divided the 10,000 by 12.
Okay. Anybody else want to take a stab at it? David? No? Okay. The answer is 0. Why is that 0, Adam?
It's not consistent.
Because he didn't have it for 2 years prior, so there has to be a precedent that it's been there in the past, not so much that's going to continue. They have to be able to show that it's been there in the past.
Correct. So even if he got $10 bonus in 2020, we'd be able to average it up. So, okay, just like all other income, we're looking for a 2-year history. All right. We got one more video.